What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here, and I'm coming at you with entry number 615. I had to look that up because I forgot what day it was.
He's the 15th.
June 15th, 2025. Happy Father's Day to all the Padres out there. Hope you guys had a fantastic day. Hope you got, peace and quiet. Hope you got to spend time with the family, whatever you were into. Hope that it came for you. Being a dad for just ones with 4 paws.
Chandler's mad that I reclaimed my
he's
my
like, whatever.
position.
He's like, whatever.
I sat down and he literally came up behind me and was like,
What?
"Excuse me."
Yeah. So, today I just did stuff around the house, played Silent Hill 2, we went and ate dinner, and we bought a really cool game that we kind of solved.
We had to use the
We
hints.
did have to use this.
It was hard. It's the unsolved case files, and the one that we did was for Jamie Banks, and it was a suspected suicide of a senior in high school, and you had to prove that it wasn't suicide with the information that they gave you. And it was hard, but it was lots of fun.
Because it's ages 14 and up, and we're just like, it might be kind of cheesy, it might be a little ridiculous, who knows, we'll see what happens. And then we opened it up, and sure enough, it's an evidence clear folder, and you have to unravel it, and then it comes inside of a case, an actual case file folder. And that was awesome. I had pictures
It was cool,
and paperwork, interviews, all that good stuff. It was just whoa. Crime scene photos. It was pretty freaking cool.
It was fun. Witness statements.
Yeah. It's a cold case from 1992, which I'm from 1992.
You're not a cold case, though.
I'm not a cold case. I'm a basket case, but not a cold case.
That's it.
Hey, anywho. So, yeah, she was 18-year-old, like she said, senior in high school, and you have to prove if it was actually a suicide or
We
not.
won't tell you what it is because we got ours at Walmart.
Yeah.
But I already ordered the next one from Amazon for us to play with Jess next weekend because she'll love it. She will be all about it. So we're not going to tell you what happens because if you want to play it, they're readily available.
Yeah, Walmart.
And they're fun. They're so fun. Because
I'd stumbled across it because I was looking up escape room stuff because one thing came up on my my Facebook algorithm. It was hey, it's called Escape Date Night or whatever she found. And
I did find that one.
And it was just oh, you have to solve a murder mystery in this manner. And I mean, it was just a preview of it. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And so all these other recommendations started coming up. And one of them was that. And we're just going through the aisle. And I was like, oh, I think I actually saw that on Facebook.
You want to show them why we were in the aisle?
We were in the aisle because your boy wanted a toy. And that toy is the Lego set of Darth Maul's ship. I don't know if it officially has a name or not. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Darth Maul's set. Yeah. Infiltrator. It's a very interesting name for a ship. So, Infiltrator. So, when I was a kid, they had just this set with him on his speeder bike and then Qui-Gon Jinn. That was it. And they also had, this one's a separate set. But I bought that set 3 times as a kid because it was really small and it was really cool. It was right when episode 1 came out. And so I'm they have that one and the Darth Maul ship that I never got when I was a kid. Yeah, I'm buying that. I bought this over the Dark Knight Tumbler Lego set, which, who knows, I might go back and grab that one too. But yeah, 640 pieces, and yeah, I'm really excited about it because why not? Episode 1 has a really special place in my heart because it was the first Star Wars movie I ever saw in theaters. I actually remember seeing it twice. The first one, I think it was my dad. Can't recall. Second one was with my cousin Danny at the $1.50 theater when he was in town. So that was cool to go and experience that because it's no longer around. It was the $2 theater, and then they closed it during COVID, and then opened it up for 2.5 seconds as a discount theater, and then It closed again. I was like, man, what the hell? Because it was always cool because, you know, it was like bragging rights. It was like, my mall has an arcade, a movie theater, and a mini golf course. What does your mall have? 2 stories? Okay, never mind. Like,
Trying to keep myself from sneezing.
you can sneeze if you need to.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yawning instead.
I humor.
So, yeah, that was always a Lego set I wanted as a kid because Darth Maul is like top 5 favorite Star Wars character for me. Because again, I grew up during the prequel trilogy. Loved the original trilogy like crazy, still do to this day. But the prequels hold a special place in my heart. Even Attack of the Clones, which is considered the worst. Well, not the worst anymore. The new trilogy got worse and worse as it went on. So I liked Force Awakens, and then I didn't like The Last Jedi, and I really didn't like The Rise of Skywalker. So it's like, you know what? I didn't. A lot of people were like, well, we didn't know that the prequel series could be topped with how terrible they are, but they did. They did it. Congratulations. So anyway, I'm really excited to take care of that one of these days because it's the 25th anniversary of Lego Star Wars. If I could read Spanish, I think that's what it says.
What is it? What do you need me to read?
25th.
Yes.
Okay. Perfecto. Anywho.
That's not Spanish, but the one on the right is.
That's Italian.
I don't know what the one on the left is, but the one on the right is Spanish.
That's Spanish. Años, yeah,
Because
años.
it says años. with the
25
tilde.
años de, yeah. Lego Star Wars.
I can read Spanish very well.
Yeah. I can.
Speaking, I used to be pretty good at it, but I've lost a lot of my vocabulary.
Yeah.
Auditory, forget it.
Yeah, I can.
Forget it.
Like when I'm like in public and I can hear your conversation going on, I can catch like every like 5th word or something like that. Like, oh, I know what that potentially means. She said a swear. Like, you know, because growing up, you know, in the restaurant industry, heard a lot of Hispanic swear words, a lot of Spanish swear words, which was awesome. But anywho, that's besides the point. So that's why we were in the toy aisle that led into the game aisle because we're like, oh, well, we wanted to play a game for to dedicate to my dad for Father's Day because that's what we did. We would play Uno or Yahtzee or whatever game we had around growing up. It was usually what we did for like Father's Day or just like Labor Day weekend or whatever. And so we settled on that, and I think he probably would have had fun playing that.
I think he would have.
He
He would have gotten frustrated,
Yeah.
but
He would have.
he still would have thought it was fun.
Like, God, this is stupid. I'm going to bed, or stuff like that.
But then he wouldn't have. He would have stayed up, and because he would have wanted to know the ending.
Yeah, which I mean, it was a very interesting ending. Had us fooled. That's all I could tell you about that. We're like, really? Okay, cool.
In fact, the person that it ended up being, we had immediately dismissed at the beginning.
We're just reading their paperwork and their case file stuff, and I'm like, they're excused. Like, it wasn't them. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna agree. I think this person is a higher suspect than that. Oh, this person definitely is a higher suspect than that. So that was interesting to say the least.
I got my hair done today.
Obviously, as you can tell, she got her hair done, which looked fantastic. She got like 5 people give her a compliment while we were in public.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've never had my hair colored professionally. I have done fashion colors or vivids, whatever you want to call them, in my hair since I was like 15. My aunt used to do them for me when I was in high school, and then when I was in college, I pretty much at least once every other year had a money piece or a peekaboo, or I would do the whole bottom half of my hair a particular color. I have had every color in my hair. But I am not good at doing it by myself. And yeah, I can do the bottom half of my hair, that's fine, but I wanted something that had a little bit more dimension to it, and I had seen a lot of girls with the halo style, which is what I ended up getting. And so I messaged his friend from high school, who is a hairstylist at Great Clips, and asked her if she knew anybody, or if she did color, or if she knew anybody that did, because we really like her a lot. Yeah. and she recommended her best friend, who oddly enough has also cut my hair before. And so when I saw her, because I just texted her. I never knew what she looked like or anything. But when I pulled up at the salon and she got out of her car, I was like, oh, I know you.
And then she described her to me. I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen her
Yeah,
before.
I know her.
Like, I've seen her while I'm getting my hair cut or waiting for you and Jess to get y'all's. Oh, I've seen her before.
Yeah, but she did an incredible job. I got there at 9. I had no idea what to expect. So I thought that we would be done at 9. I mean, that we would start at 9. I'd probably be done by like 12 or 1. And I'd come home and pick up my dad and take him to the greenhouse for Father's Day. Because a wholesale greenhouse here is doing a public plant sale. I realized how dumb that was after the fact, because I know this wholesale greenhouse very well. And I can go shop there whenever I want to, and just put it under Vana's tax ID number and pay them. Like, they would let me do that, so it would be fine. But I did not get done till 3.
Yes.
Which my whole plan was to take Dad. And then he wanted to wait to do his Father's Day dinner till tomorrow because he wants to go to Cracker Barrel for the pancakes, because that's his current hyperfixation.
He likes pancakes.
And he was afraid it was going to be too busy and overstimulating tonight. So I was going to take him there. We were going to come home. We might get steaks for dinner or not. We hadn't decided. And then I was going to work on stuff for the organization.
Yeah.
Because I had a crap ton to do, and I had told everybody, because like the end of the week last week got really busy, and then yesterday we had plans, and so I was just like, hey, I'm gonna work on stuff on Sunday. You guys send me a list of things that you need done that are my responsibility, and I'll get them done. I'm gonna make Sunday a work day.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. So if any of you are watching this, love you, sorry. I will
Something suddenly came up.
Well, it didn't. It was my own naivety, because I thought that was only going to take 3 hours instead of 6 hours. And because
it looks good.
I didn't, it turned out great, and I love it. I had told her to surprise me with the colors because I've had every color. So I'm like, I don't know. I didn't want my whole head dyed, so I said, whatever looks good with my natural color, since we left so much of my natural color. I was like, I don't know, whatever color you think looks good, that pops. And she came over to the chair with 5 bowls of color, and I was like,
what are we doing?
I said, pick a color. Like, I was thinking, I said, pick a color, not pick colors. But I didn't say anything because anxiety. And I'm really glad that I didn't, because it turned out fabulous. Better than any straight color would. Plus, she's a professional. Yeah, I would never, because it would tick me off if I had a customer do that. So, but yeah, so instead, I missed out on 3 hours of work that I was supposed to do.
To do that?
Yeah. Which was fine, but my day probably still would have ended up doing that, because when I planned the Sunday work day, I kind of forgot it was Father's Day. So I thought, I don't have anything to do on Sunday except for that appointment, so I'll just be at home doing whatever. Yeah, no, that's not how that works.
No, it's not how that works. That's okay though. But
it'll be fine.
Yeah, so she texted me and she was like, well, do you want to, go get steaks for your dad for Father's Day, or do you want me to make steaks? I'm like, we're going to go get steaks. Because I didn't know if she ate or not. Because I ate at like 11:30. And I'm like, oh, okay, that'll be enough time, for her to, get done. And, maybe I'll get hungry like in an hour or two, which did happen. But she was still working on her. She was still getting her herded. And I'm just like, okay, so whenever she gets home, and then she's like, yeah, I'm starving. I'm like, okay, so we're going to go right to eating, which is totally fine with me. So we got our
I don't
waiter.
think I have ever finished that much food.
No, she ate the entire thing, which usually
Plus
she
the appetizers.
gives the plate back, and there's at least like a potato or something on it.
Like even because a lot of times I get the loaded baked potato and I don't eat the skin. I like the skin,
Yeah.
but half the time, by the time I get there, I'm too full.
Yeah.
Not today.
I
It was clean.
And then I devoured my entire plate like I hadn't eaten all day, and I was just like, so that happened. We both did that. That's great. But our waiter was not having a good time before we got there, so he's like, I'm so happy to see y'all. And that was
We
really
love
great.
him.
Yeah, it was really great because he had a very, very, very big miscommunication issue this morning, and it
Cost him
it
quite a bit.
pissed him off, which totally understandable. So he was just like, you know, what did he say? The assuming or whatever goes down to. I can't remember what he said. He's like, the power of assumption goes down, like, you know, like you have to be pretty much a mind reader to figure out like what's going on, which
Yeah.
I understand that all the time.
Same.
Yeah, because then I'm like, oh, maybe I need to do this, and then I was like, nah, it'll get taken care of, and then I get back, and then, well, I probably should have done that. That's great. So it's just 'tis life, but yeah. So got a ribeye for my dad. For
I got ribs
Father's
for
Day.
his dad.
Because
He would have liked the ribs.
yeah, he would have liked the ribs. He would have loved the steak. He'd love. That's where I get it from. So if you want to blame anybody for why I love medium rare ribeyes, it's my dad.
I blame him.
Going back to my going back to my childhood.
Excuse me.
Going back to my childhood, even then I would eat my steaks medium rare. Like anytime we would,
What are you doing?
because it was like that King of the Hill bit where he's, you know, poking the steak. He's like, medium rare, like perfect. And, you know, Bobby's like, well, what if they ask for it medium well? We politely asked them to leave. Like, medium rare is the only way we're going to cook these steaks. And that's kind of how my dad grew up, was everybody gets a medium rare steak. And like, I'm
Chandler,
okay
do
with
not
that.
mess up my pillows.
I'm going to, because it's somebody's birthday tomorrow. That's changed.
My little 8-year-old.
It's going to be 8. Aren't you supposed to be like in like first grade or something by now?
At least have a job.
At least have a job, especially in dog years. You should be like almost retired.
His face.
It's like, I am not aware of financial planning whatsoever. This is your job. You and my dad.
You are a financial plan, Chandler.
Or a financial something. But yeah, he's gonna be 8 tomorrow, so we'll be getting him something special. Probably a cookie cake, kind of like what we did with Ami. We got her a little cookie bone thing, so we might do the exact same thing for him. We might grab it on the way home from work. And then
Probably.
let him, you know, sing him happy birthday and all that stuff, and then probably go eat dinner. That's probably how that's gonna go down tomorrow.
And I'm going to come home and work on organization stuff.
Yeah. And I'm gonna try to finish Silent Hill 2 again. Chainsaw only. Calling myself the Chainsaw Man. I've already died. I've only died once. I died.
What are you doing?
The first time I died was at the prison, which is very, very, very far into the game. And it was one of those things where I was in a prison cell and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna grab this thing, and I turn around, and then there's one creature that spits at you. It spits acid. And it got me like 3 times in a row, and James was like, ugh, and then he falls over, and I'm like, that is the first time I've died this entire game. Wow. So, I thought that was really great. And so Chainsaw Man so far is going great. I keep picking up like bullets and shells and stuff for the guns. Like right now I'm like over 200 bullets in my gun. I'm not using them. So, and I have like 31 health drinks and like 14 syringe healths. It's freaking insane. But anyway, I digress. So I guess that's all I wanted to talk about tonight. Again, happy Father's Day. Happy early birthday. I'll definitely tell you happy birthday tomorrow. Unless he understands. My dog can tell time and knows English very well. So.
You smart boy.
You smart boy. Merry Christmas, Chandler.
I don't know, baby. I'm sorry I started that.
Oh! Anyway, so guys, we're going to get out of here. Thank you all so much once again for dropping by.
You say bye?
If you could please subscribe to become a piglet so that this one could eventually, I could pay to feed him with your subscriptions. That would be great.
He's expensive.
He's very expensive.
Hey.
I've seen your hospital bills.
Yeah, $5,000.
So anyway, thank y'all so much, and always remember my little piglets. Call him Pork Chop. Loves y'all the most. So y'all take it easy, guys, and we will see y'all tomorrow. Bye, guys.